The Rakshasa. The Rakshasa is one of the most evil creatures ever to be born in the multiverse. If your adventurers ever encounter an evil plot, more than likely a Rakshasa was behind it. For Rakshasas finally taken any evil act they can conceive of. They come in a variety of species, and their personalities vary just as much. Now, Rakshasas have some things in common. They always appear humanoid, and usually with the head of a great cat, but it is legend in some lands that their heads may be snakes or badgers or other creatures. Another trait that all Rakshasas have in common is that their hands are on backwards, with the palms atop. Now, I don't recommend hunting this creature, for it is faster than a man, it is stronger than a man, it is more intelligent than a man, it's wiser than a man, it's healthier than a man, and usually more charismatic than a man as well. If you're unfortunate to know a native tongue of the Rakshasa, you will find them most charming. You'll be eating away at the Rakshasas' words. The Rakshasas also like veneration from mortal humans. They enjoy being worshipped. Not all, but it isn't uncommon to find Rakshasas playing the role of a cult leader in a mystery cult or some cult of shadows somewhere. Now, your spells would pretty much be useless unless you have very powerful spells, for Rakshasa are immune to most spells. Also, you'll never meet a Rakshasa except on its own terms. You're never going to be able to surprise it, for it always can detect when you're near. That is, unless you're an undead zombie. Now, the Rakshasa has natural weapons, claws and fangs, but it can also wield the weapons as other humanoids, and favors to do so most often. That is, if the Rakshasa hasn't favored to take to spells. Now, some Rakshasas favor spells like a sorcerer, and are most skilled at it, while others, like the Nazthurum, tend to be more like assassins, and they rely on their supremacy in the shadows even more. This evil outsider is so hideous and foul that they are masterminds in your campaign world. They are epic kills that characters will reflect back on for ages. Rakshasas will tend to talk a lot. They're talkative creatures. You can find them working with devils, transporting souls through the planes of shadow. But they can take any role. That's very important for the Rakshasa. The Nazthurum Rakshasa takes on the martial role and as a tank and a fighter. Rakshasas most often carry magical weapons and wondrous items compared to scrolls or potions. The Rakshasa has one weakness, and that is a good weapon with a point. Now, in some lands, it is rumored or legend that a blessed crossbow bolt will kill Rakshasa. This depends on the land that you're in. What world are you in? And who's your game master? Never listen to Rakshasa, for they're most manipulative, and they will twist their words and get you to do their will. So never trust them, because their only interest is themselves. And it's for that very reason that Rakshasas tend to be solitary creatures. It is not unheard of to hear of groups of Rakshasa working together, but it is unlikely that they do so, for they're so evil and hideous that they can barely stand each other for long periods of time. Now, a Rakshasa can take any form it wishes. It can look like you or me. That's tricky, because you can never really be sure who is or isn't a Rakshasa. I hope that you take my warning and use it, because you never know just when you're going to meet the evil mastermind of the plot. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later.